My daughter brought home an art project where there was 2 people and 2 what looked like dogs, which are dogs. She's a growing artist. So there were 4 little bodies in the bottom of this photo, and then 1 kind of up in the left corner of the 8x11 art project. And I said, "Oh, what is this?" And she's like, "It's our family." I was like, "Well, who's that up in the corner?" She's like, "That's you, Mom, working." And so it kind of like did this little thing to my heart. This is what my kids perceive. My son had said it too, like, "Oh, I'm so glad you work so hard for our family." And I thought, well, that's great that I've kind of instilled a work ethic. But that comment in that photo that came home, which I still have in a folder that I'm saving for, just kind of got to me like, I have to be there for my kids and my family in a different way. That drive is great, but that put it in perspective. But it's interesting when I started shifting and moving more towards protecting certain times of my day and my weekends, for example, which took me years to get there, but I started protecting my weekends. The world still turned on its axis and my business still grew. And I was able to now have both, the beauty of the business and then spending time with my family.
I love that, Pam. And thank you so much for the transparency there, because I know a lot of us and a lot of our listeners probably can think of a similar situation, right, where they get called on the carpet by their kids.
So we've been in the full partnership just a couple months now. It was probably, I think, 18 months in the making of deciding that we were going to do this. I will say that the challenges off the bat is we didn't realize truly how when you're running a successful solo business for 10 years, and it's almost being like a single person for 10 years and then suddenly getting married. And you're like, wow, okay, this is it's a little bit different. Got to adjust here. But a lot of it was just that we had so many systems and processes and models that we had, honed. I will say, I know every realtor out there is always, their listing presentation's never perfect. Their buyer guide's never perfect. Their processes are never perfect. They can always be honed. But we had them to a certain place, right, where we felt really good about them. And then combining, well, I do it this way. Well, I do it this way. Well, should we do it this way or should we, what is it? It's a little bit combination of both. But I think the challenge is just really dissecting every system that we had and then kind of merging it with the best, So I guess that the outcome is the benefit of it is at the end, I think we're really combining the best of those systems and what worked for us as successful independent agents to then really have successful models going forward.
Today, if you were to go back and talk to your younger self, what advice would you give?
Again, it sounds so cliche, but just be authentic, be yourself, come from curiosity and contribution. And if you truly engage and truly care about people and truly want to be of service, that I think most of us that are successful in this business do, the rest will come. And I felt I stressed out a lot in the beginning about it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. That's what it's about.